And again, so I marked the fact that definitely, yeah.
From these experiences you're gathering as you travel, what would you say is the reception like so far? Since you are not Atiku, you are not
So
PDP, you are not Buhari, what has the reception been like as a new
well, yeah,
person altogether?
it depends on where. If you went to the parts of the south, reception is very good. If you're among like students, if you're among like very young people, the reception is extremely good. In those places, I believe that the votes will be split, depending on who they have met, who has talked to them. So, and also depending on how hardworking the candidates are. That's in the south of Nigeria. But in the north, in the core north, I must tell you, the majority, you will find a sprinkling of people who like what you're saying and who believe in you, who don't mind, signing on to what you're trying to tell them. You see renegades. But you see, that's the thing. You have to be a renegade in the north to go against the establishment. That's what I've seen. In most of the instances, people line and they remain in line, right? So to a large extent, that's what I've seen. There's reception down south. In the north, they will not be aggressive towards you, but you would see yourself that, man, what it will take. And however, I must also say that north and south, um, there's a different way of kind of manifesting the general problem of poverty that is affecting all of us. In the north, you will find the poverty blatantly displayed among the students. I mean, sorry, among the young people, very young people, the children. But in the south, you see a lot of that displayed among the adults. It's very clear that people would rather be paid something. Many of the cities I went to, including particularly Yo, even to write a bit of that in Calabar, they would openly ask you what you have for us, because if you don't have anything for us, they're not interested in what you have to say. Especially in Rio, I wondered that, this is supposed to be Nigeria's richest state per capita, given the amount of money they have, but there's still a lot of poverty. And so I kind of concluded that, of course, like we know, there are two types of poverty: the one of the pocket or stomach, and the one of the mind. Waiting of the case. In the north, you see a lot of the poverty displayed among children. Of course, those ones that carry bowls up and down, which is a major issue. Part of the thing that I resolved to do, having having seen what I've seen, part of what I decided to do was to make this into a United Nations issue. I do not believe it's an issue for Nigeria to solve alone. I believe that every right-thinking person must come together and let us see how we can actually, actually take this up to a very high level and ensure that the world, helps us to look at this problem. Because Nigeria is no longer a problem unto itself. Nigeria is now a problem to the world. When you have this number of extremely poor people, then you have a big problem, and you are becoming a nuisance to the world. And I think this is where we are now. But by and large, that poverty, I believe that poverty will define the election still. I don't see how we'll be able to overcome that poverty problem right now. To
Let me
begin
let me let me
to
cut in,
set a
Mr.
new
Tope
trend in
Fasua.
how.
We are now counting down already into the elections, and then many people were asking that they actually want you guys, I mean the new generation candidates, to replace the old guards, but that they actually want most of you to come together. Well, we saw attempt at pacts, Pact did not really have impact, but then I'm aware that there are also some other covert efforts that probably didn't also come out as we expected. But you know more because you are inside. You are the person. You are one of the persons who are actually running. Were you in the most recent arrangements being made between ANN and YPP of Professor Kingsley Moghalu? Are you in the loop, or are you in the arrangements too, or also left out?
No, I mean upfront, I wasn't in that arrangement. By the time, I mean at the point in time, I'd already seen that all those kind of arrangements were kind of unnecessary and unworkable. They were no longer workable. Let me say that the people who are asking for these arrangements that you mentioned are basically um, the educated type, the oftentimes those type that sit in their houses and fantasize about what should happen on voting days. Many of them do not, um, they do not vote. So those are the ones that, but we should never get carried away that, their opinion actually represents everybody else's opinion. Because truth be told, that I believe again that this election coming will still be largely determined by the level of poverty in the land. There's a group of people who on that morning, I mean, that tells you how mindless things can be. On that morning, they can be convinced to vote for anybody, maybe that shows up with money, or just vote for just anybody. Just say, okay, there are people in Nigeria who will ask on that money, who do I vote for? And they say, oh, you know what, vote for so person, and that is what will happen mostly on that day. The level of poverty is mindless, is unprecedented, it's amazing, it's unpardonable, it's unconscionable, the level of poverty in this country, and it is deliberate that our people have been beaten down so much, unbelievably. So look, I went into schools in Ogbomoso, even in Oyo, in Alabata, all of those places where children, like we say, they starve school for days on end because they just don't have money, they don't have food to eat in their homes. Yeah, I've been to those. I've been to schools in Zamfara where you have unwashed children who have not had baths in 9 months. I mean, sorry, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, and so on. And their mothers don't care, and we just have that mass production of children, and nobody gives a damn. We have children who now show up in school just to take the food, but they are not being taught anything.
I want to ask now, aside from the people who are asking for this coalition, that you feel it's because of that is what they feel. Personally, what do you feel? Do you think a coalition would work? I mean, based on
I don't think it will. I don't think a coalition will work for now. That's the truth. It will not work for. It's too much, but it's too hurried. You see, what people don't understand is that there's nothing wrong in trying and failing, especially when you have such a big issue at hand in terms of becoming president of this country. And this country is not just a country on its own. This country also has the interest and attention of the interest and attention of the global community. So it's a massive work to become the president of Nigeria. A lot of people are very much interested in what goes down in this country. So there's nothing wrong in trying for the first time or second time and not getting it. It is not some sort of lottery. It's not some sort of it's not a private sector thing. A lot goes in there. So I believe, again, I've been telling people right from get-go that what we should be doing is to ensure that all the ideas we have, we put them out front immediately. So, and that if we put them out front immediately, we will be able to begin to impact on our country immediately. You see, that's what I think matters more right now, and that's what I've been doing. You see, I put everything I know out there so that people can learn from it. And so that Nigeria can also begin to make progress based on that, so that our people can be positively impacted immediately. From what I know, because it's not necessarily when you start something that it works. In terms of the coalition, the assumption is that the votes that will be put together for all the new candidates will somehow equate or be more than what will be put together for the old candidates. However, the road towards the coalition was fraught with a lot of booby traps. Okay, so if you want to set up a coalition, we are assuming that the entire Nigerian youth, for example, will actually queue behind that person who you're putting off as a coalition candidate. But what we have seen is that whether we like it or not, a lot of Nigerian youth are still unable to think through the process. Some of them will come and lie to you and say, if only we had a coalition, I wouldn't have supported this person, blah, blah. But this is not true, you see. It is not true. The truth is that from get-go, the vote will be split. And, the other booby trap, the major one for this coalition is that we are thinking of, kind of quarantine some candidates and say that this is the person that has emerged as a coalition candidate from among, let's say, 15 to 20 candidates. It does not stop a lot of other new candidates emerging and filling the space that have been left by those ones, that have joined the certain coalition. So, for example, that was the problem with PAC, that, so you had initially, of course, Sowore was there for one meeting. You had the Moghalu, you had the Durotoye, you had myself, you had Byron and co. Now, if we had reached a coalition, essentially, it would have meant that only one of those would have moved forward and the rest would have been dropped. However, it would not have stopped the fact that other candidates that you've probably never heard about will spring up and tell you that they are not party to whatever coalition you have reached. In this case, you have only just ended up eradicating or eliminating those who are quite driven, for example, who are quite driven and who have the ideas. That's the problem with the coalition. I believe, though, that what matters more is for us to be able to put our ideas in the space, not necessarily to go and sit down in Aso Villa or something. That's what I've been doing. So I think the coalition, the guys we can keep trying again. And another thing about the coalition is I've always said this, that if we reached a coalition too early, for example, when they were trying to reach a coalition, and let's even assume that no other person comes up after a coalition has been reached, let's say that nobody comes up, it will still be a case where, you would have ended up isolating one antelope for a group of lions to take down. So this beautiful antelope, which is a coalition candidate, is there in the field running alone, and we leave the entire space for that person, and everybody just goes back home and say, well, we've reached a coalition. Nobody can force anyone to support the coalition candidate. And so that candidate will be very easy to take down. This is politics. So it's very easy to take that person down, to dig up maybe information on them, to blackmail them, and you just find out that to a large extent that that candidate begins to get very tired and taciturn, and that would be the day. It's something we should never do. So I think that we're better off having so many ideas in the space, so much energy in the space, at least 30 people running all over the place. For those who are serious, there's an end game here. I'm doing my end game. I'm visiting so many states. I'll still be visiting about 6 states at least before this is over. So I think that and nobody should say that this is useless, because we are adding tremendous value to the political and economic space in Nigeria, and I think that's what matters more. For me, you can see that I've been fighting something on the budget of Nigeria that is too low. I can see about 2 weeks ago that the minister actually acknowledged, though he didn't mention my name. He said that they heard that some commentators are saying that the budget is too low, and that they know that the budget for Nigeria is too low, but they are looking for revenue to be able to finance a better budget for Nigeria. Whereas that's a bit, of course, it's escapist, but we know where the revenue is. Say that, look, we're going to keep on talking about this. The DG budget equally, mentioned something about growth rate. They reviewed Nigeria's growth rate to 3.01%, their own estimation. And that's vis-a-vis or against the IMF growth rate, which was reviewed downward to 2.0%. And the IMF people were trying to force them to go their 2.0% way. And the DG budget said the argument should not be whether Nigeria cannot grow at 3.01%, that we can actually go a lot faster. In fact, he said that the argument should be, or the discussion should be, why can Nigeria not grow at double digits? That is me, again, that is me. I don't have to get accolades for the work I do. Accolades don't add anything to anyone, but hey, I believe that I've added more value than anyone that's contesting today. Add that to the fact that I'm the only candidate that has been to the Boko Haram area, running through Maiduguri, through Damaturu, seeing some of those places that have been burned down in the past, all those places that have been totally deserted, and of course passing roads that at any point in time you could see Boko Haram people show up. I'm the only one. I'm also the only one you'll see going to those local schools, talking to children there, talking to teachers, see what they're going through, incentivizing them when I can, documenting some of these things. This is real politics, and I think that this is the kind of thing that Nigeria needs. And I think that coalition or no coalition, I think we've added a lot of value to the system.
Thank you so much for that. But I want to ask, let us look at, just in case, maybe after this election, because it's very certain now that even though Nigerians want the young generation candidates to win, all of you cannot win at once. So let us assume that we are after 2019 election already, and there is need for you to work with, because all of you have been observing one another. If you will work with one or two based on merit or based on what you feel is compatible between you and the other, who and who would you like to work with towards election? You have observed other presidential candidates. Who and why?
After election or towards this election?
Towards this election. Let's start with towards this election.
Well, I'm not sure I can work with anyone towards these elections. The elections are just a few days away. For me, it's a fait accompli. It's a fait accompli. Nothing much can be done. But in terms of, if you want to ask in general, who do I think are aligned most with ideologically and in terms of operationally, in terms of governance, I think there are clearly three people. Maybe let's say two people. I aligned a lot with Sowore, your man, and I know that your channel is full of a lot of Sowore supporters, which is great. We see how that works out in the elections. But I do align with Sowore. I think his ideas are great. I've watched him also, like you already said, and I think his art is in the right place. He's an asset to the country. I also think that surely Moghalu is okay. Even though I have a major disagreement with his economics, because for some reason he's selling this right-wing capitalist economics, and which I know cannot work in this country, except someone doesn't know what Nigeria is. The kind of poverty in this country, man, mental poverty and otherwise, entrepreneurship cannot dig this country out of the morass. I've listened to, well, Shola has very good ideas and intentions as well. Good guy, And I think also at Byron, Shino Byron is also someone I respect. So I respect a lot. I think in that order, my first choice will toggle between Sowore and Moghalu. Moghalu has experience globally, but I would actually warn that he shouldn't try and impress this IMF World Bank people. They will never help this country. Many times they pushed us down the wrong hill and watched us fall and tumble over, and then just basically laugh at us, And I don't believe that we should go down that route anymore. That's my thinking.
All right, so as election is already very close now, what do you think are the chances of new generation candidates at this particular poll?
I don't think we have much chances. Really, that's the truth. Let me tell you the truth. I don't even think Atiku has much of a chance. My brother, when you guys don't know Nigeria. Look, in the south of this country is endemic adult and youth poverty, right? Endemic. Look, we see people floating around the space looking for a quick buck. 500 naira is a lot of money to those people. They'll take you for whatever you have, at the drop of a hat. Where do you start with that? Too much despondency. And yes, you can still see some of them rescued, but to a large extent, most of them cannot be rescued for now. It's too early. As a matter of fact, there are some wars I think we need to fight so that we can be able to live to fight the bigger war of our politics somewhere in the future. In the north, and I'll tell you, yes, it is actually, but in a different way. In the north of this country, it is, a class system which also kind of dovetails to the rest of the country. Is a very class system, is a caste system of superiors and inferiors. And a lot of those out of school children, 13.2 million of them or more, are from that lower caste. And when if you went to India and find out the wars they fought over this caste issue, you will know that, look, we haven't started. Is a good caste system. And then you saw that when he had and they asked him that question of, look, what do you do? One guy, his name is Usman Abubakar Jawo or something. Lovely young man, probably Fulani himself, very privileged guy, but among the group of northern youths and not so old who are beginning to agonize and think differently. Asked a question about Al-Majiri. Equally, there's a lady who writes for Daily Trust. I read that article. Her name is Jamila Abubakar. And there's another Jamila Abubakar, reported by Daily Trust, who took her husband to court and sued her husband for taking her children after they divorced or whatever to the Al-Majiri school. And there's also Dr. Aliu Tilde, that's a very Fulani name also, who wrote on his Facebook page a while ago about this same issue of Al-Majirism, and that was where I actually got the information that there's a caste system. It was a great discussion and a great thread on Facebook by Ali Tilde, and a number of very young, polymobile Nigerians from the northern part of the country chipped in and actually expressed a lot of their agony about what is going on. They don't like what's going on. But it's such a massive thing. So anyway, when Usman Jao asked Mr. Buhari about this issue, the man rambled on and on, and of course it was obvious. Number one, he behaved as if he did not know what Usman Jai was talking about, as if he doesn't even know what the Amajiri thing is about. That man is a scourge to this country, and at the end of the day, he ended up saying that yes, the local government, they should shout louder so that they can get their money from. Look, how can anyone? The children abused. It's a case of mass child abuse, and I think that that's the first war this country can fight. Should fight. The young people and the forward-thinking people of this country should fight that war. We're talking about a case of mass children abuse, right? Well, it's a class war, number one. All right, the class war now dovetails into poverty. I believe that the first war we must fight is this class war, and let the world know that this is unacceptable, and let those people who are perpetrating this class war understand that this is unacceptable. And if we can fight that class war, begin to gain some traction, then it will dovetail into better governance. Because what's going on now is a scenario where a few people.
Do you not think this election is one of the ways to fight that war? Like,
no, the elections are not necessarily. Elections are not necessarily the best way to fight the election, because to fight this war. Now, because the key thing is that most people in an election cycle such as this are focused on themselves. So they're focused on selling me. I'm the best candidate. I went to Harvard. Me. I'm the best looking candidate of them all. I've read all the books in the world. And this, that, and all of that. Me, right? So what we need to fight is not the me war. You don't first say, okay, fine. If I was elected, then I would do one or two things. No. We have to start looking at how that can be done starting from now. That's what we should begin to do. All right. So it's not necessarily, because again, if you don't begin to do the things that you should begin to do now, and you hope that when you get there, you're going to do it. What if you don't get there? And when it's likely that you will not get there? So what happens? However, there's still a Nigeria that needs to be rescued. The children that need to be saved from this. I say that it is a mass abuse of children, because those children are our best resources. So here we are looking for crude oil everywhere, when the best resources, which is the minds of our children, are being deliberately wasted. All right, so that's the first war we must fight. It needs to be fought now. Anyone that hasn't documented some of these things by going around and seeing what is going on should be much concerned. It is not only a northern affair; it's also starting to develop a lot rapidly in the south as a result of mass mismanagement, of everything and everything. You know what I'm saying? So in different parts of the south also, nobody gets taught. But in most of the north, in all the public schools that I went to, most children do not get taught anything on a daily basis, even if they go to school. They just go there, they socialize, they play around, and maybe 1 o'clock they start going home. And some of the parents up north believe that, look, they're better off keeping those children rather than just leaving them to go and play in school. Keeping them and sending them to the farm. In 2019, we are producing children that are underproductive, and of course, if you remember the World Bank Human Capital Index, it says that Nigeria scored 34.1%, meaning that a child born in Nigeria today has only averagely 34.1% possibility of fulfilling their potential to themselves and to the country. All right, whether you are born, that's the average. So many people will be born with 0. Some born with about 80, maybe you have to realize the average, and of course we are the 6th worst country, or the 5th worst country on earth. Only better than countries like South Sudan, Niger, Mali, I think, Chad, and a few other African countries. So we cannot hope to hinge this on elections only. We have to do better than that. We have to understand the sense of urgency behind what we need to do to begin to rescue our human capital.
Okay, so let me
Because
ask.
again, because again, like I always tell people, human capital is so important. The top six companies on earth, which are by way of market capitalization, are products of thinking. We're talking about the Amazon, the Apple, the Microsoft, the Facebook, the Alibaba, and the Google, right? So these guys are by market value. Each of them is bigger than the entire GDP of Nigeria. Our GDP is doing something around $400 billion right now. The list of those companies I mentioned does about $500 billion, meaning that the entire work and goods and services produced in Nigeria in terms of dollar value cannot buy Google, cannot certainly not buy Google. Google is like double the size of Nigeria GDP. Cannot buy Facebook or Alibaba. So that, I mean, we see that some of those companies that I mentioned were started by mere students in their dormitories. And here we are, toying with our future, looking for things that don't matter, and wasting our human capital. Totally unacceptable.
All right, let me ask you one final question, which is, um, who do you think will win this election? Therefore, because we are looking at the election
Well,
now.
I think Buhari will clearly take that election, but not for a good reason. I think Buhari will win that election for the fact that it is part and parcel of the class of people who have impoverished this country deliberately and created that class of mindlessly poor people who cannot process one hundred of some of the things that me and you have been speaking about today, who are not interested, who are multiplying themselves because that is the agenda, right? Mr. Buhari is not interested in Nigeria, but he's interested in keeping the class structure that he is the beneficiary of. In many parts of the north that I was in, they don't even know who is Atiku. They don't even care. Of course, they have a few PDP people there trying their best, at least in part of the northwest. Like Sokoto State, where Tambuwal moved over there and is trying to be strong. But I wish him luck.
Okay,
He's not careful;
I
they'll
get
take
that.
him out.
Well,
In the northeast of Nigeria,
the last question here.
total lockdown. Sheko, the northeast of Nigeria is under total lockdown by APC. Even I'm here in Akure today, I did not see one single banner for Atiku in this town. I saw a couple for Sowore, even some of the Sowore ones have been taken down. I put up a few myself. There's none, not one banner for Atiku in Akure, Ondo State, where I am right now. Not one. So and you see the kind of money that APC guys have been spending. Go to Lagos and see. Now, I mean, like now we're talking about deliberate mass use of taxpayers' money by people who are sitting in government to perpetuate elections, and deliberate violation of the electoral act that says that you cannot spend more than 200 million for governorship and 1 billion for presidency. If you look at look at the ordinary third mainland bridge, the money that Sowore has spent or has been spent on behalf of Sowore in that place is more than 200 million on third mainland bridge alone, not talk of elsewhere. And equally, the same thing is what they're doing in Ogun State that Amosu is doing on behalf of Akila Davis, man, who he wants to put it. Come on. So I think we've lost it totally in this country, and something has to give.
So, Mr. Tope Fasua, are you, as a follow-up to what you just said now, are you saying the highest, the party with the highest advertisement is what the crowd definitely will follow to election? And are you saying are you saying by implication that the new generation candidates who do not have as much money or access to the money stolen by those in power cannot do something else like orientation to get power to
you cannot you cannot reorientate someone who has been battered to mindless position by poverty deliberately so. Because where do you begin from? Where do you begin to orientate them from? I'm saying, look, I'm on the street of I'm on the streets of Calabar, I'm on the streets of wherever, I'm on the streets of Mina, and people are asking, demanding, what do you have for? I'm on the streets of Akure, of Ondo, I'm on the streets of Illinois. People are asking, what What do you have for us? You have to take our own. All of you are the same, or whatever, or politics is what it is, or that. If you don't bring something, where do you begin to? If you want to reorientate, look, we're talking about behavioral change. Behavioral change is one of the most difficult things to achieve ever anywhere in the world, and here they are not even bothering. So what they do is, look, the economic system we run clearly disenfranchises a lot of people deliberately. You meet graduates of 10 years who are lost in this country. You meet people who are supposed to be hardworking, but they have absolutely no opportunity. Where do you begin to reorientate them from? So not now. Not now. You can try, but what the money that is being spent now, all right, and the velocity with which it is being spent is what equates to a certain sort of barraging of the senses. All right, so you're barraging my senses, and therefore it's intimidation through taxpayers' money because nobody put their money down for those things that's going on. Where did Sowore, does he have that kind of money? No. Well, but people are they're spending, but the point is there to be a limit, and that limit is being breached. And if we were a thinking society, we will check where that money is coming from. Equally for Mr. Buhari and all of the things he's doing around the country. Not even Atiku has that money to match up to these people. Even though his own money is also illegal. Anyway, but the point is that what these guys are doing is psychological saturation. That everywhere you look, that's what you're going to see. So it takes a deliberate renegade to begin to say, listen, as much as these people are barraging my sense of sight, of smell, of whatever, my sixth sense, and even a lot of people will be dreaming about APC in their sleep. That's the thing. That's the way they're spending. And it's not their money, it's the people's money. It's corruption taken too far. A lot of people will be seeing APC, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm telling people, I'm reminding people of our logo is a computer, But that broom, in fact, I installed a broom, a massive broom on the city gates of Abuja. I've not been in a while, so I don't know, but I've seen that image. Can you imagine that? That city gate belongs to all of us. It doesn't belong to APC alone. How dare they? If I wanted to install a large image, a massive image of a laptop, of a computer, and the city gates in Abuja, they will not let us. So these guys are taking power, they're taking this impunity. In the case of Daniel Mumi, they can actually just do and undo, and anybody else can go to blazes. And in that wise, I think they have it wrapped up, really, but they're going to pay for it in time.
Okay, a quick question here. So from the audience, somebody is asking if you are already accepting the defeat ahead of the election itself.
But tell the person, it's not. Look, I'm a strategist, right? I'm talking about whether I don't need to be the one defeated. What I'm doing right now is adding more value to the system than hoping that I'll be the one to remove what I'm adding more value. I'm telling you on the ground stuff. I'm traveling around the country, right? I'm telling you, I'm documenting the country. I'm not one of those people who do miracles. I'm sorry. I do what I know my hands can give me to a large extent. You know what I'm saying? So to a large extent, I'm telling you that I've gone around the country. I know what's going on in the country. I know what these people have put our people through over time. I'm actually giving you the status report of the tremendous amount of work that we need to do. You understand? That is far more important than fantasizing about defeating Buhari or saying that maybe someone has given up. I gave up before now. I know the look. My brother, if people have not, I've been to places in this country when none of the posters of any other contender is. I've also been to places where even Buhari's own poster is not available because they can't get everywhere. I've passed through areas like that. Even they can't get what? They have money on ground and it is taxpayers' money with which they're pursuing this agenda because they know they've messed this economy up totally and thoroughly, and they cannot afford any other new government to come in and begin to unearth some of the things that they've done, at least not for now. They're hoping that in the next year they're going to try and patch things up. But I don't think they'll be able to do that. I think they don't have anything planned.
Somebody is asking Somebody's asking if you want to withdraw from the race, therefore, since you are not sure or confident about
Look,
victory.
that person, don't answer on serious questions. I don't have time for that. We're going to run into the race. Are they listening to what I'm saying? Are we serious here at all? So if this is above some people, then it's above them. All right, we're talking of very serious issues here. You don't expect me to give you 1+1 answer. All right, I don't have to give you 1+1. The issue is not does he want to withdraw. The person, all of these so-called youths that are there, all they can do is traduce those who are trying. They should try themselves in 2023 and see how it is. But what I'm saying right now is the issue is that from what I'm seeing, we have a different war to fight. And that will be, I'm using the word war, right? And that war is not necessarily an election war. This is going to pan out in a certain way, but we have to go back and gather our loins and be ready to do this war. Because this country, something must give. The way we're going now, we'll be fantasizing and deluding ourselves. If we think that we're going to win these through elections, it is not going to work. It is already skewed against us. It is skewed against those who are coming with good intentions and trying to make a difference. Right? You're not going to get the money. There's no amount of adverts you will place that will impress some of the people. Yes, you can make a dent. And of course, some of us are going to make a dent. So we're going into that election to make a dent all the same. But to a large extent, don't deceive yourself, right? In order for you to win, you need something that's more sweeping. It's going to have to sweep the entire nation, right? Yeah, and it's not going to be something you're going to get like that. We're going to take a lot of time. But I think that what we should begin to do is to fight this war against poverty, this war against the mass abuse of the children of this country, which is actually, who are actually our biggest resource. This, we have to fight a war against mediocrity as well, because those who are leading this country are mediocres. They never cared about this country, and now is the time for us to begin to shift them.
Well, let me take this last question from the audience. Somebody's
How
asking.
many last questions are you taking?
No. I asked my own last question. I'm just taking the last question from the audience now. I already asked my own last question. I'm just taking the last question from the audience now. So, somebody is asking, since you see this race between only APC and PDP, not yet for the new generation candidates, who can you cope with for another 4 years between Buhari and Atiku if you were to choose for the next 4 years?
Neither of them. Schedules, neither of them. Remember, they should go back and read what I've been saying or listen to what I've been saying. I did not say it's a game between APC and PDP. I mentioned only APC. I said there are places that I've been to that even Atiku is unknown. I said Atiku doesn't have the money, even though he's also peddling corrupt money, does not have the access to the kind of money that these APC guys have. You don't understand what I'm saying? So I'm not doing that binary thing that people are doing. I'm a strategist, I'm a strategist.
Since you say there's no room yet that none of these new generation candidates can win this 2019, that it is still going to, based on the resources that you have analyzed, going to still be between APC and PDP.
I didn't mention PDP, Shegun. No, don't call PDP. Maybe I should say it in Yoruba. So they hear that. No, don't call PDP. You get me? Boss, listen. APC I'm calling it for APC. They have access to your money, to your taxpayers' money. And with that taxpayers' money, they're spending it loosely, they're intimidating the people, they're barraging the people's senses, especially those people who are look, I was in Itire a couple of days back, I know what I saw. The kind of poverty that they've left people in. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so with that money, there's no way our people will be able to think themselves out of that economic dungeon that they have been put. That's what I'm saying to you. I didn't mention PDP. I'm not interested in PDP. I'm interested in the Nigerian people and what Buhari and his people are doing to the Nigerian people. That is my interest right now. And I think that we should spend a bit of time thinking about where we have put ourselves. You won't say that whether we didn't start on time. We have started, right? For those who are there right now running especially for the presidency, who they said, oh, why are we running for the presidency? Why don't we run for House of Assembly or something? But we need, I told them then that we need to be acting at a very high level, all right? And that's where we are right now. So those people who are trying, at least we have stepped out. We'll see how far we can go with this, right? But we didn't start too late. At least we started something. Perhaps we can try again, but we should not wait. We must not wait for another election cycle. This is not an election cycle. I mentioned that we need to take some of these problems and take it global to the United Nations. We have to report these people who are doing these things to the children of this country. Nigeria is also the most unequal country on earth, according to Oxfam. That Nigeria has the highest level of inequality in the world. That tells you something. I was listening to Imran Khan today. He was talking to Chinese people. That's the president of Pakistan, and he mentioned this issue. He praised the Chinese people on what they were able to do to reduce inequality. And he said that look, the Chinese people have that respect today because they understand the fact that it doesn't make sense for there to be so many poor people and just few rich people. Nigeria is heading down the opposite direction. And I can't even see among one of the guys that are contesting those who understand the enormity of the problem we have on hand. Very few, if any. Most of them are preaching the same old entrepreneurial capitalism. Everybody has to open a business, entrepreneurship, capitalism, market economics nonsense. I'm an economist. It's absolute nonsense. In this country, so anyway, that's the much I can say. Actually, I want people to find time to think about some of these issues.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tope Fasua. It's been a fantastic time with you, and we wish you the very best in this election season. And how many more states are you still going to visit before the election?
I'm doing 6 more. I need to quickly make a dash to Kano, then I ended up with almost every other state. But I need to make like a 2-3 days visit to the southeast, and I think I covered everywhere. It's not really easy, What can we do?
Well done once again. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. I wish you all the best.
You're welcome. Thank you. Cheers, man.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Tope Fasua, who is joining live from Akure in Ondo State. Mr. Tope Fasua says that this election is already somehow lost, and people should not worry about thinking about a new or young presidential candidate taking over in 2019, because he believes that the APC, the incumbent party in power, has already impoverished so many people using the access they have to the state resources to make people, to impoverish people, to torture people psychologically, and as a result, he doesn't think that the people will be able to defeat the person who has the watches. Although, because I already asked him too many questions and he was already in a hurry to leave, I wanted to ask him why he thinks that the incumbent in 2015 lost despite having the biggest watches in dollars, especially. But, well, I understand that he believes that the APC guys wielded so much more money in 2015 and also now. Well, I'll go back to comments shortly now, but before then, just a short break.
To become the president of this nation, then what would you do for the people?
For the people, that is very small something. Once I become the president, everybody will be passing WAEC. People no longer feel WAEC again. Yes.
As in, you really want to mark it.
People will be passing. And once I become the president, women will no longer meet their husband to get pregnant again. Yes. And after that, in fact, there will be no more death. People no longer die again. Everybody will be living. And finally, once I become the president, everybody will make heaven. I mean, you know what to go?
I'm going.
You must go.
The labor market in Nigeria is incredible. The manpower in Nigeria is untouchable. To pay for less than $50 a day, people are ready to work. 190 million people But even at that, in an oil-producing country, we cannot pay salaries. We don't have working taps. Water don't run in our taps. And when sometimes they run in some people, it's dirty. In an oil-producing country. That's why most of these beautiful countries, it's immigrants that work in this country. Most people that work are immigrants. The citizens don't even work anymore. Ṣùgbọ́n irọ́ Africa máa gé kéèkì lọ́dọọdún. Àwọn èèyàn lọ wájú àwa ń lọ ẹ̀yìn. They are saying we are the giants of Africa. Orí gbogbo wa burú.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the comments section proper now. Who is online? I hope you have not yapped me before I came back. Okay, we'll do comments now.
Federation. Sowore. Sowore beans. Sowore beans. Oh yeah. Sowore. Oh my God, food done. Are you serious? Sowore rice. Sowore garri. Sowore sugar. Sowore salt. This one will be eating for the next 4 years. If you don't manage it, but if you want to die of hunger.
Yeah, how are you? Come. See, you know election is by the corner.
Yes, sir.
And you need to secure your future. Now, don't say your vote.
I'm selling my PVC. I'm hungry. Look at my tummy. PVC.
My brother, do you know why you are hungry? It is because you sold your PVC last election. That is why you're hungry. Look at the bad road. Look at the price of commodities in the market. Fuel price. All this is happening because you sold your PVC last election. Now this is another 4 years. Don't sell your PVC. Man, I'm telling you, don't sell your PVC.
Are you buying or not? I'm selling. Are you working
my
for
brother, I'm telling you not to sell your PVC.
You are beating me. I'm selling my PVC.
Don't sell.
Yes, it is not good to sell PVC. Someone in his right senses will not sell his PVC. I will never sell my PVC. Let's go and tell people they should not sell their PVC. It's not good.
All right. Nobody should sell their PVC. All right. Yes. Some people actually need brain resets to factory auto, factory default before they can get the message. All right. So, who is online? What are we discussing? Yay! What do? What do? Where do I start from? All right. So I'm going to start by greeting all of you who have greeted me in the chat before I go to this comment. We have to read to this section. We have to read comment. I greet you, Valomo Easy. I greet you, Favor Wade, Mesdis Tundra. You want your data back? Who will give me my own back? I'm using data to upload here, to upload live interview, right? Jojo, I greet you, Favor, well done. Sansami, Egmo Blessing, I greet all of you. Well, I relayed some of your questions live to Mr. Tope Fasua and he responded to them live. So let's get down to the most recent comments. I'm having troubles with something here. Just a second. All right, so I'm reading comments, the most recent ones especially. Someone says, I love this advert. Nobody should sell their PVC. Yeah, exactly. So we're telling people not to fall prey, not to sell PVCs. Okay. So take it back. I greet you, Iron Will. I greet you, Favor. You like my studio? Which of them? I have 2 studios on here. You don't know which one you like, really. George, oh, thanks for exposing Tope. You regret? No. He's not going to regret anything. He spoke his mind. he said what exactly he believes, and then I think he's more of a realist. He's a realist, and he said what he believes exactly. He just said it the way he believes it is. That it doesn't seem to, let me also quickly say that a lot of people are still in this race because they believe that they are not going to get it the first time. They are not going to win, but that they can lay the foundation ahead of 2000. Many already went to rest, but a few of them are still looking at, oh, this man is still running, let me also still continue running. This man is still waking up every morning despite that he can see that it is not looking clear. It's looking all foggy and clumsy and hazy, yet they are still trudging on, meaning that there's probably light at the end of the tunnel. So if my contemporary is still running, or is still on his feet, is still on the ground, let me also keep doing something, at least to linger on in the mind of the electorate ahead of 2023. Not all of them are looking at 2019, but most of them are looking at 2023, but maybe one or few of them are looking at compulsorily this 2019. But then both those that are looking at 2019 and those that are looking at 2023, all of them are still trying to be on ground, build that structure they need to build here now ahead of 2019 or 23. That is what I can say. Shegun, have you heard APC and PDP telling people? Okay, let me check. APC and PDP telling people not to sell their vote in their rally. Of course, they know what. Do you know how much? I heard that they gave each person 5,000 naira to attend, all their members to come to mobilize them to the APC rally in Lagos today. But guess what? In spite of that, we heard that, or we saw that the stadium wasn't even filled up to capacity. I mean, people are making statements regardless of whether you mobilize them with money. It's not going to happen all magically, right? But it's going to reduce gradually or drastically. I'm also aware that most of the people who mobilized or who were mobilized or who attended the rally in Lagos today are not still voting for APC regardless. Yes, I saw a live video by somebody who attended, and I saw that by the communications we heard, some of them mustering. Some of them were there because, well, we just have to come. Some of them are there because, well, I've been in the party for a long time. We are not happy about what the party is imposing on us, but we are party men. We have to just stick to what our party has imposed on us. Meaning that they might still get to the polling booths and not still vote APC or not still vote PDP. So a lot of them are there because, well, they have to attend. More like, yes, there's going to be some kind of, maybe marking of attendance. Maybe not real attendance, but virtual. For instance, if I snap myself at the rally and say, I was there. All right. Follower Joshua is asking whether I saw AAC campaign rally in Ondo State today. Well, I haven't seen it, though. Thank you, brother, for this interview, because this guy just lost my respect for... No. He said his mind doesn't mean he has to speak. He doesn't have to say what you want to hear. He has to say from his own position. He's the one who is on the road, who has been traveling, who has been trying to work, he's the one who has garnered the experience from his journey so far, and who can give us his opinion or tell us what he feels, right? At least he came on, he's bold to come out. Most of these presidential candidates cannot come out to a live interview like this. They cannot. Or maybe they can, but they are still skeptical about whether they can answer questions or not. And Nigeria is quite spontaneous. So not many people are spontaneous to be able to take live questions like this. So kudos to Mr. Tope Fasua for still being able to come online regardless. So he tried. Okay. What's the definition of rude Nigerians? Okay. Well, I think that's another conversation altogether that I do not actually know. I'm fine. Lady Viva. Shegun, let me ask you, what should change before 2023 from what Tope Fasua said? Well, he wants the level of poverty in the country to change so that more people can vote without having to be lured or without having to be incentivized to vote. Because what he sees, like, what is the summary of all he said now is that from the look of things, people can only vote, I mean, majority people will vote based on monetary, incentives to them to go and vote who the person who pays the piper calls as the tune. All right, so that is what he is suggesting, that people are so poor, people are hungry, such that it's only a few elite persons who can understand and can do what they actually want to do. But a lot of people outside of these ones that he said, a lot of other people do not have their own independent minds, and as a result will still collect money to go and vote. And if that is what to go by, APC will still be winning because they are the ones who have the cash to pay people to buy votes or buy PVC or even share trader money. So that is what Mr. Tope Fasua is saying by way of summary. Valomo, I'm looking tired. Well, it's normal. Is Buhari not tired too? At least I'm still stronger than Buhari. Yes, okay. I'll round off on the comments shortly now.
Once you become the president of this nation, what will you do for the people?
For the people, that is very small something. Once I become the president, everybody will be passing WAEC. People no longer feel WAEC again. Yes.
As in, you'll be the one to mark this place.
People will be passing. And once I become the president, women will no longer meet their husband to get pregnant again. Yes. And after that, in fact, there will be no more death. People will no longer die again. Everybody will be living. And finally, once I become the president, everybody will make heaven. I mean, you know to go?
I'm going. You
must go.
Yeah, how are you? Come. See, you know election is by the corner.
Yes, sir.
And you need to secure your future. Now, don't say your vote.
I'm selling my PVC. I'm hungry. Look at my tummy. PVC.
My brother, do you know why you are hungry? It is because you sold your PVC last election. That is why you're hungry. Look at the bad road. Look at the price of commodities in the market. Fuel price. All these things is happening because you sold your PVC last election. Now this is another 4 years. Don't sell your PVC. Man, I'm telling you, don't sell your PVC.
Are you buying or not? I'm selling. Are you working
my
for
brother, I'm telling you not to sell your PVC.
You are beating me. I'm selling my PVC.
Don't sell PVC.
Yes! It is not good to sell PVC. Someone in his right senses will not sell his PVC. I will never sell my PVC. Let's go and tell people they should not sell their PVC. It's not good.
Alright, so let's round up on the comments now. I greet you, Make Akinola. I greet you, Oladimeji Friday. I greet you, George O. Freedom. If Moses had quit like Tope Fasua, who would reach promised land? Okay. From Texas, USA, I greet you, Akinola. Mazdistondra says that means he's lying. Well, you weren't there with him, so. King Diamond, yes, so Lady Viva, nothing would shake us. Jite Jagboro say you could collect the money and vote who you want at the polls. Yes. Adewale Francis Jagboro, why must you sell at first? Jojo says, Jite, they are watching you. That's not a good advice. Don't get the people hurt. If you give 10K, I'm watching your vote. If I give you 10K and watching yours, yes, definitely. I was also going to say that there's no way you give somebody money and you not monitor who they actually vote for. So let me tell you what happened according to election observers. People said that before you even before they even give you the money, you vote. Once you vote, you show it. You let the party agent see is that you are voting for his party, and then when you come, he gives you the money. So they don't just give you in trust that you are going to vote for them. No, they have a way of checking or monitoring that you're actually voting their party before they hand you the money. That's what the observer said for Osun and Ekiti elections, Ekiti and Osun elections respectively. So it's not going to be, it's better you avoid taking the money at all, because taking it does not even take you to heaven, because how much is it? That's why Nigeria is hell instead of being heaven. Shegun, don't defend mediocrity. Would you support a weak leader that quits on you because his 20-year oppressor will win again? The oppression continues. I'm not defending, I'm just letting you know that in interviews you listen to everybody. You don't decide that because he said this and it doesn't match with what you expect to hear, that person therefore stands condemned. No, that's not the way it works. You have to listen to everybody to broaden your knowledge, to know what the person is thinking while he's doing what he's doing. All right? Some people are doing little and still expecting victory. Some people are doing a lot and still not expecting victory. Some people are in between and they don't even know what to expect. They are just doing whatever the outcome is, we take it. So interviews help you to actually place everybody. Okay, this one is expecting victory. How realistic? This one is not expecting victory, but is saying, well, it will still work. This one is in between. It's not necessarily working, like sacrificing, but is not as well sitting down. Is doing his normal show. Is just there, but then it doesn't have any expected outcome in mind. Whatever the outcome is, it takes it. All right. So the interview is just to help us categorize everybody. So I'm not here to defend whether Sowore or Tope Fasua or Moghalu or Durotoye. No, I'm just letting you see what everybody has got in mind to say about the election. I'm just doing a countdown to election show. So bringing people on the show to ask them what they feel about the election, which is just in a matter of days. Shegun, why you bring this man here to dampen our spirit? That's why Sowore will always be a leader. I didn't bring anybody to dampen your spirit. I'm doing countdown to election, and I'm letting you meet the candidates, what they have in mind ahead of the election that is coming in days. While they are working, what are they seeing? Are they seeing victory, or are they seeing something else? So I didn't bring anybody here to dampen spirit. Favor said, until a bag of rice, bread of other branded items that are being shared out, the question, Nigeria will not have the people's president. If Nigeria wants a free and fair election, they should ban it. They will look for other things. Beam, please, where can I watch more of the video? Which of the videos are you talking about? Jojo, the spirits don't dampen. Gone. Shegun, you don't cover Sowore's marathon race. No, I wasn't at the marathon. But so Adebanjo, Shegun, don't have to condemn people's opinion as long as they are not rude. I have not condemned anybody's opinion. Mark Akinola, that thank you. Shegun, we need your phone number in Houston, Texas, so that we can call you. We love you. Thank you so much. My phone number is 080 60606166. 080 60 60 61 66. And of course, you want to do the +234 as the prefix. Sammy says, Tope is wasting time. I beg, just visiting cities for tourism's sake. Well, tourism is part of campaign job that you have to do. But what matters is converting people from your tourist activities. Until there's a law that jail people for sharing items during election, Nigeria will not have a free and fair election. The only things that should be permitted is posters, manifestos, and ideas. I agree with you, but who are those to make those laws or pass them? They are the same people who are doing these things. So you gotta kick all of them out first of all. Rollins, that comment skips, so I gotta quickly look for it. Manually, I gotta look for that comment. Tope has turned to an observer. Is just going around checking which party is spending more than the other. That's according to Lady Viva, not me. All right, I skipped a few comments. I'm trying to locate them back. Okay, I think I'm there. Okay. She already made himself available to everyone to reach him. Some jealous people still saying he's arrogant. A man who has been putting his life on the line since 30 years. Okay, but soon, Shegun, you don't have to condemn. I think I read that already. Shegun, this is off topic, but my sister says your face is too close to the camera. Forgive me, don't mind me, Jerry. That happens. I'm not a professional camera person, and I'm the only one in the studio. Nobody's here with me. So, whichever way you see it, take it. But I'll take note for the next one, all right? Please, we want to see clips from today's rally, AAC. Which of the rallies? There are many rallies going around the country at the same time. Shegun, how are you doing? I hope our other candidates have given up for Sowore, because he's the only one who is really serious for this election. They are not giving up. All of them are going. You heard Tope Fasua saying that let everybody go into the race first of all and see, and then we'll know what happens after all. Or afterwards. Adewale Francis, as long as it's difficult for the young presidential candidate to reach a consensus to the present single vibrant one, then we have a long way to go. Beg your pardon. With that, we shed votes and we lose votes. Pistons, bro, Tope, I can read your mind. You are a good man with a good heart. Please support Sowore. Together we can. Well, Jerry King, Shegun, good and Mr. Tope came up tonight. You're doing a great job, and I know you are going places, brother. Keep it up. Thank you. But Sunday Bajo, yes, Shegun, you do condemn people's opinion. How now? Which one did I condemn? Oh, yeah, mention one. I only moderate. I don't condemn. George, Shegun, you did not ask why he's still campaigning. He said it. He said, let everybody go first of all and see how far. Then maybe after, some people will still pull out after the election, but they already spent so much to quit now. It's already too late for most people to quit. You know. So maybe after the election, if they see the outcome and they feel it's not encouraging enough, they might want to pull out for a while, do some other projects, and then return to it later. Obidiu, in war, if you don't see victory, you retreat and call for help or coalition. What they should have done was join the most popular candidate, which is Sowore, is not a good general or warlord. Folajimi Akim, Shegun, it's clear Nigerians love being superficial. These reactions to Tope Fasua says it all. The reality is the country is disjointed. Dotun Ajaguno, Shegun, you're doing well, Joe. That's how an objective newsman is supposed to do. Thank you so much. King Diamond, Sowore will shock the world. But yes, Shegun, you condemn people's opinion. You have done so at least twice today. Mention which one and give me an example. George, say, Shegun, you should add donation information to your channel. You are a great resource. Thank you so much. I did before, but it began to look like I was begging for money on my show, so I stopped it. But if you have a mind to do something, well, let me type it in the, let me leave it in the comment now. You see it just now. GT Bank 0036 909767, and the name is Olawoye Oluwasegun. All right. Thank you. That's it. It's there. It's there for those that want to make donations. I'm still waiting for the person that says I condemn opinions. I want you to tell me what opinion I condemn today. Mas Distondo says Sowore is just between, because he's not working hard. Sowore is just between. Did I get that comment correctly? Okay. Eniola Akin, only those who can see beyond the present can really win or get the breakthrough. That's why I like Omele Sowore for president. Tope doesn't even. Okay, Brax. Shegun, did you watch Ondo State's rally? It was amazing today. I didn't. Maybe I'll go and check that out later after the show. Lady Viber, Tope should go and support APC since he's upset about the money they are spending. No, he isn't supporting APC. He said clearly that unfortunately APC has the most money to spend for this election, but that it is also an overreaching, overbearing. It is also a corrupt way to win election. He isn't agreeing with APC, but he's only telling with reality that APC, because they have access to this money, taxpayers' money, they are using it to buy people and buy votes. Legends Madrid, you're welcome. Favor, anything beyond posters, manifestos, and idea will not produce free and fair election. I've never seen Obama branded rice, Trump branded bread, and so on. Nordicoin media, if Sowore loses this election, the fake news media like channels, NTA newspaper like Tribune, The Guardian are to be blamed. They refuse to cover his campaign and provide him a platform for publicity. Must they say Lady Viber is correct? Tope is just an observer. Jojo, you guys should send Shegun data money. Abio. But Swadi Banjo, when someone says Fasua has lost his respect, that is his view. You don't have to analyze it. I disagree that with that person, but that is his opinion. Well, I'm just trying to moderate. If you say Tope Fasua has lost his respect, I have to explain what Tope Fasua came to do on the show. All right? I am not saying you should restore the respect to him. I'm not saying you are right to have withdrawn it. I only have to moderate because it's not also right for me to make my guests look bad. It might look like I brought them on the show to come and embarrass them or to come and butcher them, to come and have the audience feast on them. Most of you here are AAC people. It doesn't therefore mean my channel is AAC. All right? So what am I doing is we are trying to hear from everybody who is in the race to have what is in their mind while they are running. What are you thinking while you're running? What's your pulse? All right? So, and they have come on the show, and audience seems to want to write opinion or comment that will be denigrating. I have to moderate it. It's the work of a moderator. Let's not demean anybody. Let's not demarket anybody. Let's not downgrade anybody. Let's not disrespect anybody. Let's write our opinions. All right? But while some people write their opinions using the words that are kind of harsh, I have a duty here as the gatekeeper to ensure that it is moderated and it doesn't look like we brought the guest here for that kind of embarrassment, So that's just the job I'm doing here. Favor says they are not just taking it back. We're not just taking it back the presidential seat. We also want to take back the sanity of our people that will not go back on. We are already opening the people's eyes. George, Shegun, when will you reveal your votes? We need to know where your heart is. Don't worry. You will know. Thank you, Alhaji Abdul Afiz Akindolu. May God protect us and save Nigeria from your... Okay, you're watching from London. Thank you so much. How dear Jetunde? Tundra, how hard you want Sowore to work? You want him to do everything while the lazy youth sit down. The guy has not rest since April he declared. Akin Olugbade, you are right, Shegun. Well, I'm just trying to do my best. Desmond, we are winning go and mark it. The unexpected will happen. There's revival going around. Few days to election, more wonders will happen. Nigeria will be shocked. Mazdi, welcome Lady Viva. Hey Shegun, don't insult the take it backers, otherwise we'll get mad. I've not insulted anybody. King Diamond, Shegun Shege, who are you voting for? I beg. You will know in due course. H.O. Tope should join force with Sowore if he feels the pain of Nigeria. H.O. says alternative candidate can win in this election. B. Diego, those Tope's opinion I respect, but that Oga, when you're running and tired, you stop and share a good and moral winning train. So I respect you, Tope, but you need to take it back. B. It's not every time you have to agree with what people say. Everyone should have right to express themselves. Exactly. George O, do you see a revolution happening if Odegaard win? That means all of you abroad will have to actually come down and do that revolution. With this crop of people in Nigeria that are taking 5,000 naira to go and attend rally, and they have already started keeping money for them on election day to mobilize in the name mobilize them again. These ones cannot do revolution, except maybe mercenaries or most of you that are already tired of the way the country is that are abroad, and then few of other Nigerians who are in Nigeria and who are also tired of the situation, then you join forces together and do the revolution. But with all these people that they are giving 5,000 to come and attend rally, looks bleak. Truth be said though, Shegun, you are doing a great job. Thank you so much. Hion Will, Philip Otoko, Mr. Gatekeeper Moderator. If you bring Butiko, you think we won't wash him? Wash now, but I'll still do my moderation. No, you are free. Talk your mind. I don't block people. I don't filter comments. I leave it bare so that even the guests can also see. I'm not the one writing the comments. I'm not the one asking the questions. I'm not the one doing anything. It's a live show, and when anything is live, you know. So there's a lot of selfless Nigerians. There's not a lot of selfless Nigerians. Yeah. Master Sandra, no, you didn't get my comment right. I mean, Tope is just not working. That is why you said it's between failing or winning. I didn't say Tope is between failing or winning. I'm telling you the categories of people who are running. I said there are some categories. There's a category of candidates who, while they are running, they can't see where they are going yet, but they are confident of victory. I say another category is those that are not necessarily doing anything, but they are also expecting victory. There's another category of those that are working hard but not even seeing the victory, but they are just doing it just because by motivational standard you have to keep trying. And I said the last category is the category of people that are between. They are not working hard by way of sacrifice, neither are they sitting down. They are doing their normal show. They are just there, and they don't have any outcome in mind, whether win or lose. Whichever one happens, they are just there. So I have not mentioned names for each of these categories. It is for you to mark out. All right. Philip Otoko, truth be said though, that's Tope Fasua's opinion. Is his opinion exactly? At least you understand it now. Oludari Ishola, I love Tope Fasua. Is the coolest guy among all the presidential candidates, but I'm rooting for Sowore. That I skipped. Sorry. Okay, let me quickly. Philip Otoko, let's respect it. Master Shegun Sowore is my mentor. I stand with Sowore forever. I carry Sowore for my head. Okay. Oh. Sam Doss, I said it before, Nigerians are cowards and beggars. Look at France, Gambia, even Venezuela. Master Sandra, Shegun, don't worry, I will surprise your phone with an alert soon because I love what you're doing. Thank you so much. Surprise it well. Surprise it well. If you give me 5,000, I'll use it to go to APC rally. The amount you give me determines what I'm going to do with it. Alright. King Diamond, yes, Oludari Ishola, I love Tope, but much love for Sowore. Frederick Edoja, Sowore's AAC is third force, no doubt, and they all know it. Let the rest of them, whatever. Jojo, thanks for that answer. We are so impoverished that we can't fight. So you are essentially saying we are done. Oh God. You can't be done, man. You gotta keep fighting. But so Adibando, there will be no revolution aside the election in Nigeria. The revolution they need to do is go out and vote them. Yes, that is revolution by the ballot. Ballot revolution. Barry was in Lagos and the old Western Funshaw Williams Avenue was cleared of trailers. I plead with Lagosians, please not to vote for APC. It simply means that they know the solution to all the problems. They just don't count the people relevant. All right, So when the relevant person is coming to Lagos, they can now do what? So, but it depends on whether they care or not. It's not about what to do. They know what to do. The question is whether they care or they don't, right? Make Akinola, Shegun, can you please help me to lecture Nigeria by saying Atiku is businessman and he know how to run the country? That's what puts Americans in trouble now. Atiku cannot run this. You see, okay. I should have something for you guys there. Okay, I have something for you guys. So, in a nutshell, Atiku doesn't have anything to do for you. So I cannot even support an Atiku at all. So just take this, take this.
I swear, even if they are going to kill me, I will do it. And I'm also not going to enrich members of my family, but my friends. Are my friends not entitled to be enriched?
What in your view is corruption?
Well, in my view, in corruption is the use of your privileged position to either enrich yourself or enrich your relatives or even your friends.
Okay. And so would it be
In
fair for
in
us...
other words, abuse of office.
So you just saw that, right? That's it. Now let's rush the other comments. Where are they? Where them they? I have the video. Yeah, I got it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think at this point I need to call the show off now. I mean, we've all tried. Thank you so much for joining. Dark Matter. Why don't we have a reliable, independent opinion poll? Because, well, it can happen. Why not? Definitely. INEC are not giving people their voters card. They are trying to prevent majority from casting their votes to young generation candidates. Well, don't worry. Kusera Sera or Shabi. Alright. Fantastic time with family tonight. Wherever you're watching from, I greet you. I thank you. I appreciate you. I want to go to bed now. Oh, let me still try one more thing. You may get alert that I'm coming back on the show tonight. I want to try somebody tonight. If I get him, if he isn't asleep yet, I can definitely bring him on the show. All right. So fantastic time with you, family. I love you. If I get the person, I'll come back. Otherwise, until tomorrow, keep talking about things that matter. Don't forget.
Once you become the president of this nation, what are what for the people?
For the people. That is very small something. Once I become the president, everybody will be passing WAEC. People no longer feel WAEC again. Yes.
As in, you'll be the one to mark the screen.
People will be passing. And once I become the president, women will no longer meet their husband to get pregnant again. Yes. And after that, in fact, there will be no more death. People will no longer die again. Everybody will be living. And finally, once I become the president, everybody will make heaven. I mean, you know what to go?
I'm going, sir.
You must go.
The labor market in Nigeria is incredible. The manpower in Nigeria is untouchable. To pay for less than $50 a day, people are ready to work. 190 million people. But even at that, in an oil-producing country, we cannot pay salaries. We don't have working taps. Water don't run in our taps. And when sometimes they run in some people, it's dirty. In an oil-producing country. That's why most of these beautiful countries, it's immigrants that work in this country. Most people that work are immigrants. The citizens don't even work anymore. Ṣùgbọ́n irọ́ ni. Àfi ká máa gé kéèkì lọ́dọọdún. Àwọn èèyàn ń lọ wájú àwa ń lọ ẹ̀yìn. They are saying we are the giants of Africa. Ori gbogbo wa buru.
Federation.
Sowore.
Sowore. Sowore beans. Sowore beans. Oh yeah. Sowore. Oh my God, food done. Sowore. Are you serious? Sowore. Sowore gari. Sowore sugar. Sowore salt. This will be eating for the next 4 years. If you don't manage it, most must only if you want to die of hunger.
Confirm Presido. Yeah. No time again, yo. Everybody there with you. Take it back.
Hey, bro. How far now? I do, bros. I beg, I feel use your earpiece. Earpiece? I did it. You use and finish with turn now. Okay. Thank you, bros. Thank you.
How we hear of this?
Sowore for the president. Follow the leader.
What did they use my earpiece do? Oh yeah. Give it back. I'm taking it back.
Take it back. Give it. Take it back.
Why would I take it back?
Take it back. Take it back.